Hey, Delz, welcome to the Sneaker Addict on YouTube. And today's guest, we have the one and only Chris Bay. What's up, homie?
Yo, I'm here, bro. This is crazy. This is surreal.
I'm happy that you came through here, man. I've noticed your sneaker game on TV, on Impact Wrestling, Tuesday nights. Make sure to check them out on Access TV.
Yeah.
And I see how you even color coordinated with the title belt, with the red. And that's going to inspire something, because we're going to get right into sneakers. And then after that, we'll talk about other stuff too, right? Because it's definitely more than kicks here. But the red threes, those things are pretty clean, man.
And yeah, those are I call those my everyday shoes. I like to break those out if I'm just gonna go to an airport, or if I'm about to just run some errands to the grocery store or something. I like to just throw those threes on. They have a cool little backstory for me. So
go ahead. Can you share it?
Oh, of course, yeah. So when I posted the clip of me, or the picture of me with the X Division title after, and I had the threes, I put a quote about it, about how, this one was for my dad. My dad passed away about 4 years ago, and when I was a kid, he used to buy me all the Jordans, man, all the Jordans. And even though they're not the same ones, I remember when I was real young, we went to the mall, and he caught me the True Blue threes. So like, I wear them out of the store though. I'm one of those people. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear it out of the store. So I remember we go up to the food court, and I went to the bathroom, and I'm using the urinal, and I got a drop of piss on the left toe box, right near the elephant print on the True Blue threes, and I'll never forget that story. Like, so
that one drop, boing.
Exactly, just like like I saw it in slow motion. It was like, no, but I always think about the threes whenever I think about that. Jordan 3, I think of that story. So for me to get the new ones that match the colorway of the X Division title, it just, for me, it was like, without my dad being here, my relationship with him was so influenced by my addiction to wrestling. So he never got to see me pursue this. So for me to win the X Division championship and, have the Jordan 3s on, and just, it was just a cool little moment for myself where I just, reflect back to that, that time of my life where, he did everything for me. I just appreciate everything. And I hope he's proud,
Yeah, no, I feel you. I lost my mother about 4 years ago, so I understand what it's like to lose a parent. It's not easy.
For sure. No, for sure.
But we got to just celebrate their lives. That's what gets me through that shit,
Exactly.
So, you got any kicks by you right now?
Yeah, man. I got a couple, man. So where do you want to start? You want me to just pull something out?
Yeah. Show us a couple of kicks.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start with these because I've seen these already in your most recent video with Scorpio Sky.
Okay, shout out to Scorpio.
Shout out to him. That's big bro right there. Definitely.
Yeah, you guys have had a match together, a couple of matches together.
Right? A handful of them. Love that dude. So I seen you pull both these out in your episode with Sky, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. I got a pair right here. These are
nice.
I haven't put them back in its home since Scorpio. They've been sitting. My wife, put them away.
I wore mine last night, man. I wore mine last night, but I'm one of those sticklers who, like, I don't know if you're the same, but I clean them off every time after I wear them. Just got to make sure they stay as crispy as possible.
Oh yeah. You got to keep them dry too and clean, because if you don't, what happens is it starts yellowing like crazy on them translucent outsoles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're a smart man.
Yeah. So these, of course, I broke out in the segment when I first jumped Willie Mack to let him know coming for the X Division championship. I had to wear an iconic shoe for that. So we have this, and then I have a new segment coming up that you'll see the Concords in. That's all I can say. You got to watch Tuesday nights to catch that. But
that's right. Access TV, guys.
This one right here, man, is I feel like this shoe is so popular right now because it did recently release. But the sleeper is the laces, man. The lace swap on this, man.
Oh, you crushed it on that lace swap. Hell yeah.
No one's swapping the laces.
I haven't seen anyone do that yet. I haven't seen no one on IG nowhere. Those are dope.
Bro, it takes it to a whole new level, because the black laces are cool and all, but this just makes it all pop, man. And I got the idea from Trey Miguel, so shout out Trey Miguel. He,
you know, that actually I like that because it's so much purple on those, you know.
Yeah, way too much, man. And then the black doesn't like it all blends in with the black. You
but
know?
the suede is so good, and I'm going to show you a pair. I'll show you these right now. The suede reminds me of these.
Yes, man. Yeah.
This is a contender in our battle today that we will be judges in. So this is one of the contenders.
Man, when did that last drop? What year was
that? Let me see. Where's the date on this damn shoe? Where's the just so we get an idea, the production date was. What the hell is the production date on this thing? Oh, okay. They started making it 1/14/09. They finished 3/13/9. So it came out in 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. That's how I know. I just look at the production dates on the tags, you know.
Hold on.
Oh yeah. Is that's the new ones from this year?
Yeah, this is this year's model. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job. The leather's so soft on them.
It really is, man. I'm waiting until everybody wears theirs out so I can bring mine out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta let them marinate for a minute, right?
Exactly. But I need them Raging Bulls, man. I need those. If I see a good deal on them, I might have to snag them. Red's my favorite color, so I keep telling myself.
I took it that it was. That's why this battle we're gonna do today is all dedicated to red sneakers. So this is right up your alley. So
I love it. So you wore the red hat and everything.
Yeah. Shout out to rapper Terminology, the Good Dad Gang. That's what we're repping for fathers being there for the kids, doing what they're supposed to do, being a dad.
Gotcha.
So,
you know what I'm
saying? So those are the kicks you wanted to show.
Yep.
And let's get into this red battle. The champ is here for the final match. Give it up for the Red Octobers. Make some noise for the Red October.
Hey, wow. That's
so we got the Red Octobers. This is the champ. We don't have a belt. We'll just pretend there's one. It's translucent. We can't see it. So the first match we have is going to be, we are going to have the 2K LeBron 11 versus the Supreme Foam Posits.
Ooh, some foams. Oh, wow. Gee, yeah, okay.
Let me know in the chats. Let me know in the comments what you guys like. And please hit the thumbs up button, share this Twitter, Facebook, and let's get it popping. What you going with? You going with the LeBrons or the Foam Posits?
Man, I love how the Foam Posits have that black, just how the insert part right there is just all black because it really has it's like a perfect car wrap, you know, when a car has like two-tone wrap on the hood and on the that's what it reminds me. That giant's fire, but I've never seen those before.
This is the collaboration with Supreme, you know, the skate.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And we're gonna get into that skateboarder too, man. I've been checking out what you're doing, brother. We're gonna talk about a bunch.
Yeah, man. I got a lot of. Okay, let me see the LeBrons again.
This was a limited edition one for the basketball, the 2K video game. You had to like score a certain amount of points, do a bunch of stuff, and you were able to buy these.
Oh, okay.
So he's got the red with the gold, and then it's got some like cheetah kind of print on it.
Those are incredible. See, I'm gonna have to go with the LeBrons, man.
Okay. So round one, we got LeBrons making it to the next round.
I just know they're gonna be more comfortable too. That's why. You know they're gonna be more comfortable than the phone.
Then we gonna go with this. Raging Bull 5 versus the Ferrari 14.
Ooh.
Both got the red suede.
Man. Oh man. So I saw those for the first time in person recently. My boy Nino Black got a pair. Shout out Nino. And I was so impressed on the suede on that shoe right there. Like, it was incredible. I thought it was one of the best materials I felt on a shoe in a long time, to be real with you.
They're really nice, dude.
That's a really nice shoe, but I gotta go with the Raging Bulls, man.
Yeah. You got it, right?
I want those so bad, man. So the fact that you had to pull them out on me, it's sparking that energy in me, man. Now I'm gonna have to spend something, man. You're gonna make me do something.
You about to hit one of them spots up, huh? Spent that.
Yeah.
I think these will be coming out soon. So Bong, here we go. We're gonna go Bong right here. We got the LeBron 2Ks versus the Raging Bulls.
Man, it's getting down to the nitty gritty now. Jeez. Okay. Let me. Got the Bonds. We got the Ragers. Okay. Man, hold on. Let me feel the vibe. Let me feel the ooh. I gotta go with the Rangers, man. I gotta go with the Raging Bulls, man.
Out of here. All right. And now we're gonna go with one of the most hypest sneakers of the history of sneakers. Mr. Kanye West, Nike Yeezy 2 versus the Raging Bulls.
Wow, man. See, I've always wanted that Yeezy, man. I've always wanted that sneaker. So there's no way I can choose. I want to choose the Raging Bulls, but that's almost
too crazy.
Exactly. I'm like that's that one right there. That's the dream shoe right there. That's the dream.
This is the champ. This is the champ. There's no one that could beat this right here. You know, once in a while someone will come through. You know, this is like the Brock Lesnar, right? Once in a while you get like a Drew McIntyre come through, hit him with the Claymore for that W, but it's very rare.
I'm trying to wear those when I win a world championship. Super kick.
Yeah. That's right, brother. That's right. So, man, I hope you have fun with that. I wanted to try to figure out a nice little arrangement. I like to do that when I have guests in here.
Man,
I definitely really love that match you had on Tuesday, man. I finally caught the whole show, as I was telling you earlier, man, and the chemistry was crazy on that match.
Thank you. I love as much as on screen I show my despise for TJP. I said it a lot on podcasts that before we've gotten to work together recently that he was the main person I wanted to wrestle coming to Impact Wrestling. He was a guest trainer at the school I trained at. But when I came to finally train at the school, he had just gotten into WWE and was cruiserweight champion. So we had just missed each other. So maybe about 2 years ago, whenever he would get off the road and come to town, me and him would start rolling around together. And we slowly started to build a relationship and a chemistry. And just being in the ring with him has been able to help elevate my game. And then Rohit, as much as I hate him for stealing my championship, you can't be the ultimate finesse until you get finessed. It happens, right? As much as I hate him for that, he's one of the best that we have on the on the roster as well. He works very hard. He's very addicted to improvement, and that right there is one of the greatest attributes I can say about anybody I'm working with. If you don't care about what we're doing, it's hard to do anything. But he cares so much, man. So
he's got a good energy to him, good heart, and I love his in-ring style. He's always trying to do something innovative and try to throw his own flair into moves.
Yeah.
I mean, the three of you guys had some really dope spots together, man. He was just like, it reminded me of like a 90s like action movie. You know what I'm saying? When he had both of y'all on that one spot, He
was stretching us.
It was like it would remind me of like some Van Damme scene or something like that. Like John Claude, we talking. For people that make young bucks, that we ain't talking this guy, even though we love RVD, right?
Shout out.
But man, I love the match, man. It was great, really good. And Impact Wrestling is really good, man. I feel like the roster's so solid, man.
Yeah, no, it really is, and everybody's working so hard right now to give everybody a quality show. Even if you just look at the landscape of pro wrestling right now, WWE had their their roster in the crowd. AEW has their roster in the crowd, and we're still doing it in front of nobody. So for us to still be in front of nobody and giving all of our energy still to it and not half-assing it, it really shows to the credit of us as performers and how much we care about what we're doing.
That's right. And how is it? Because I talked about this with TJP like 2 weeks ago on YouTube. How is it with you? With wrestling with no crowd, like what was it like the first time you wrestled with no crowd during a taping?
It almost felt like a rehearsal, like I because training to be a wrestler before I got my first match, I was doing like 3 or 4, maybe 5 practice matches a week, and sometimes they're in front of other students, other times they're in front of absolutely nobody. So I've been conditioned to wrestle for nobody and pretend that I'm wrestling for the cameras or whatever the case is. And then even when I first got on the indies, sometimes I remember I did a show in Arizona once and I was the main event. I came out and there was 3 people in the crowd and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but for this, it was very awkward at first, but then I'm always in go mode. So as soon as my music hits and I go out there and I realize what is happening, it's like, okay, this is going to give me an opportunity to really try to express my creativity and capture the audience at home, because I no longer have to worry about who's in attendance and listening to these people here, because there's nothing to listen to. Now I have to almost anticipate what people are going to feel at home. But even then, it's giving me that chance to show more of my character and show more of my personality and be as loud as I want to be. That's why, if you watch any of my matches now, you always hear me yelling. You always hear me talking trash. You always hear me just making a lot of noise, because it's awkwardly silent in the building anyway. So I need to make sure that it's as least awkward for the viewer as well. I don't want it to just be people are watching and it's super silent. I'd rather it be just a whole lot of noise and motion so people can really, it can separate me from the rest. But it was hard, man. The bumps all hurt a lot more because there's no adrenaline to run off of.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, you guys listen a lot to that crowd too, and if it's not there, because sometimes from the people that I know that I talk to, like, off camera and stuff, they'll tell me like, with the audience, like sometimes you guys will just like do a few things on the fly because you see the audience is really leaning toward a certain way.
Yeah.
And you can't do that because you don't know what the hell the audience is thinking at home. So it's an interesting. TJP said it was like, it's almost like he's on autopilot. That's the word he used when he wrestled now.
100%. No, it's a whole different ball game, but it really does show the level of entertainment down to the individual performer. You see some people right now are producing their best content. Some people are not producing their best content. Some people are just like doing okay. And some people are learning to start producing better content and so on and so forth, So it's a real time to test how well we're developed as entertainers.
Definitely. So I want to talk about your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a link in the description so you guys can check this out if you're watching the replay to reference this. You've been on YouTube for about 11 years.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Yeah. And that little boy in the beginning unboxing that skateboard, that was you, right?
Yeah, man, that was me.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure of that.
Yeah, that's me.
Dude, that is so crazy. How old were you?
I was like 12. Yeah, it's about 12 years ago. 12.
Dude, this guy has YouTube videos from when he was 12 years old on, and you literally see him unboxing a skateboard to teaching you how to do all types of tricks, like the varial kick flips and all types of kick flips, backsides.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because I used to skate when I was young, but I was nowhere near where you were. You're pretty freaking good, I just love that you've documented all that. So it's cool to see it. And then after that, you also started buying the wrestling belts.
Yeah.
And you were collecting that at a really young age. How old were you when you bought your first wrestling belts or got your first wrestling belts?
So I've always been like a super fan of the belts in wrestling, and I think that's kind of why I've built a career path so far where my character is always chasing championships rather than a specific storyline or whatever. But I remember probably like I got my first foam belt for Christmas when I was like 3 or 4, and then SummerSlam 05, August 21st, 2005. I'll never forget it. It was the first event I went to with my dad, and he bought me a world championship replica belt. He was not happy with the price, but I can imagine. Pleased to make his son happy for sure, and that kind of just like started. And I think I got another one for Christmas maybe 5 years later or so, and then it got to the point where I could start saving my own money, and then I started getting them, and then before you know it, like between the age of when I got my first one, I was about 8 or 9. So between 8 to when I was like 17, I probably had touched maybe like 10, 11, 12 replica belts at the time. Because I started to do and learning like, oh, well, I could sell this one and you know, or trade this one, and this person will, you know, trade me too. Or it was just fun trading. And, you know, I didn't have any friends who liked wrestling at my school or around me, or at least that I talked to. So for me, the internet and YouTube was my escape. It was, okay, you know, the same way me and you can talk about sneakers right now online was the same way I could come home from school and get right online and talk about wrestling with all these people and talk about belts. And it just got real crazy. Before you know it, I just had so many belts, man, and it was just nuts.
Yeah, because I was watching and I see this young kid and he's like, you're like reviewing them, unboxing them, and then for sale videos, which you see now with the sneakers. And you know, there is a big culture that I know of, but not very well, with wrestling belts too. There's a lot of people that collect these things, you know, right?
Sure. Yeah, no, that's how I met one of my very best friends, man, and that's how I found out about you as well. He's a huge fan of your stuff. Shout out my brother Dre.
Shout out to Dre, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. When I first started making my channel, like 2009, he hit me up for some advice on a belt, and then I gave him advice on the belt, and then he made a video because he ended up getting the belt, and I liked his video, so then I subscribed to him, and now today we're best friends. You know, I fly to the Bay all the time and hang out with him. You know, that's just my brother for life now. But we met each other through the community, like you're saying. It's a large community, you know.
Yeah, I mean, with me, a lot of my close friends, like I have a couple that are into sneakers, but not like how I am. So that's why the YouTube was a beautiful platform to just post stuff. And you did with your skating too, and your belt collection. Shout out to my dude Jay, always showing that love.
Shout out.
And that one skateboard video got almost 200,000 views when you're a little boy opening up that first deck I mean, it was all, you had the complete package. It was like you had the trucks and the wheels and everything. Yeah, but man. I mean, almost 200,000 views. I mean, it's 11 years old, the video, but it's just cool. Like I was digging through your YouTube today, because I like to do my homework before doing an interview. I mean, what a shitty thing it is when a talent goes for an interview and you can tell they don't know shit about you, right?
Oh, yeah.
They just know, oh, you like music. Okay, well, so how's your music? Like, I want to listen to the fucking music, you know?
I appreciate that, man. It really does show, like, once again, your level of passion for what you do, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just started interviewing people maybe 5 years ago and doing this kind of vibe just because I love doing it and connecting with people. Yeah. But and I'm getting better. I was really bad at one point in the beginning. I wouldn't know how to shut the hell up because I like to talk. So I'm working on. That's what I'm working on right now.
Are you from New York or something originally?
Yeah, I'm from New York. I've lived in New York for my life.
I could tell as soon as you said the word talk, I was like, I can hear it.
My family makes fun of me because we got this puppy and it keeps pooping and pissing over the floor and chewing up everything. I'm like, this dog's a terror. So they make fun of me because I say terror instead of terror.
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't even know how to effing say it right, but I put an A into stuff and it's like impossible to break that damn accent. But what are you gonna do? As far as the music, so the newest single you have is "Lonely," right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that song is fire. I listened to it about 3 times today. I listened to it in the early morning. Then I listened to it twice in a row because I was just doing some stuff in my room, putting some sneaker stuff away. And I searched on Apple Music. So you guys can listen to his music on Apple Music. I was going to put a link to his YouTube, but he needs the views on Apple. So go to Apple Music. You got Apple or Google or any of them things and just search.
Spotify, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Go search "Lonely" by Chris Bay. Yeah. A great song. I also like "Brain Freeze" a lot. That caught my ear. And there was another joint where it was like a reggaeton kind of vibe. I was like, hold up, this dude on some reggaeton or something. It was a collaboration. I was like, is this him? Because it was someone else. And then I was like, oh no, that is him on that verse. I was like, that was cool. And then there was another record I liked a lot, Henny in My Coffin. I like that one. That would have been old, right? Was that older?
Nah, that was pretty new. I think I made that probably like 6 months to 5 months ago.
Okay, yeah, I like that. And that was with someone else too, right? You were a feature on that joint, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So check out his music, but I think you guys will really like the record Lonely. That's his new record. Yeah, and it's a chill, vibed out record. What music did you like listening to growing up?
Man, I loved it all growing up. So like I have 5 older brothers, man. So I heard it all coming up from like people like Nas to when 50 Cent's era was hard to like, you know, all unit records like Hot Boys and Cash Money. Like, I went to a Cash Money concert when I was like 5, man. And it was wicked. It was wicked. Like I should have not have been there at 5 years old.
Hell yeah, that's crazy. Dope though.
But it was wicked. Like I loved Lil Wayne growing up. Like I used to skate to. I had probably like 150 to 300 Lil Wayne songs on my iPod, and I used to just skate to all Lil Wayne, just like all his mixtapes, all his albums, man. Like so then, of course, Drake. When Drake came on, like switching over to Drake and everything.
You like Misunderstood, right? That's one of your joints, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. I was just cranking.
Lil Wayne. Yeah. What's your favorite Carter album?
The Carter 3 for sure. I can't.
Yeah, I like the 3. I like 3, but I also love 2. 2.
I knew you were gonna say 2. I knew you were gonna say 2.
New York, 2 got a New York vibe to it, you know.
Yeah, it really does, though. Nah, really, hustler music, bro. That joint is on my list. Every workout. I gotta listen to hustler music. That Carter 2 definitely is a classic album. I like the Carter 4 too, and the Carter 5 was cool, but it did feel out of date because you know it was kind of out of date. But there was some cool, solid records on there. I really enjoyed the one he had with his daughter, the song "Famous." I thought it was a really beautiful record, especially because it's with his daughter. You know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I love Lil Wayne. I just feel like Lil Wayne's passion isn't really. I think that he's not into the whole industry and music and all that shit. I don't think he likes it. Like the industry. So like I think he just wants to do whatever the hell he wants to do, which I like about him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's rich, he got all the money in the world. He does what he wants to do. Yeah. I know that's what I want to be like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I have to do. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it, right?
You can't hate on it.
Yeah. I love it, man. And you said Nas. Nas just released a new album. I listened to it. It was pretty good.
Okay, so that's what it was. Because I saw like a lot of tweets about Nas, but I didn't know what the context was. If it's a new album, I got to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. He's well matured out on it, but he had a line on it where it was like, "You want to hear the old Nas? Listen to the old DJ Kool mixtapes." You know, he's like, "I'm grown," basically. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's got to be at least 45 years old right now. Yeah. It would be foolish for him to rap like he was an Illmatic, you know, having texts in the dresser and all that. This guy's worth millions and millions of dollars. He's on Hennessy commercials and, you know, so, you know.
You gotta evolve, you know.
And so what about nowadays? What you like nowadays in the current times? What you like listening to?
Oh, so I it's a lot of music that gets played like probably the same stuff every day, but I try to expand out to anything because I believe just, you know, any good music is good music. So no matter no matter what, that's why, you know, I even tapped into doing the reggaeton song because I believe in just good music. And so like I listen to Post Malone a lot, I listen to Drake a lot. Lately I've been listening to a lot of Lil Durk because I feel like he's like releasing.
He's on Nas's album.
Yeah. Oh, okay. See, I think he's releasing his best content right now, and I think that right there is a testament to that because I don't know any other year he would have been on a new Nas, you know. But,
he's on Nas' album on a bonus joint.
Him, Polo G, Gunna.
I love Post Malone. I think that he's probably one of the greatest artists of the past 5 years.
100%. 100%. The dude who
really talented.
The dude who did my Impact theme song, my boy T Sliz, Global Sliz. He's my music engineer back home, also one of my closest friends. He's the one who first showed me Post Malone before I moved to Vegas to pursue wrestling. This is when Post Malone had just dropped, I want to say it was White Iverson. He had just dropped White Iverson, and it probably had like 100K to 150K plays. And my boy Sliz was like, yo, you got to hear this record. And I listened to it, and I was like, yo, this joint is hard. Like, this joint is really hard. And I think after that, he dropped Too Young. And I was like, yo, this dude is sick. And then by the time I moved to Vegas, he dropped his first album like a couple months after me moving to Vegas, and it just like hit on all levels, and I was hooked. I was 100% hooked. So I love Post Malone. I would love one day to do a record with him. That's
yeah, he's amazing. He even, I don't know if you caught him. He even did this charity thing when the Rona first hit, where he did a cover of like all these Nirvana songs.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
you see that, man?
Yeah. Because I love the Nirvana song "In Bloom." So like,
oh yeah, I love Nirvana, man.
Loved it.
They have a new Batman trailer that came out, and they have a classic Nirvana song they redid on the trailer. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I haven't. No, I need to check.
It's pretty crazy, the new Batman trailer. But people have been talking about that song because it's an old Nirvana song that they brought back to life. Pretty cool. But yeah, man, that dude's pretty talented. Have you listened to Griselda at all? Because they're have you never heard of them? West Side Gun and all them guys?
I've heard of West Side Gun, but I haven't heard of Griselda.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the Pray for Paris album by West Side Gun. I think you may like it.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite albums this year since you love music. Yeah, check it out. It's pretty wild. You may have to get used to his voice at first, but I think you may like it a lot. Let's see what else I want to speak to you about. I think I got it all in my notes. So your favorite Jordan sneaker is, what would you say? Is it Jordan 3? It's because of your old man, or?
For sentimental reasons, I would say the 3. But if we're just talking about all time, it's the Space Jam, man. I dreamed about this shoe so much as a kid.
You can both look at them. They're gorgeous.
Brother, yours is the 2016 as well, right? You got the 2016.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I dreamed about this sneaker so much as a kid, and I love the movie Space Jam. I love Michael Jordan. He was my first, role model in life, and didn't get this sneaker until this year when I signed with Impact. It was like my first thing for me to be like, you know what, that's something I need to finally make happen. And I wore it last night. I've worn this Jordan more than any Jordan in my collection, even though I call my 3s my everyday shoes. I think I've worn this one the most already. It's just such a beautiful sneaker that you can put it on with anything, jog.
Yeah, that's why I like the Space Jam so much, because it's so easy to match up. And another shoe I love too is the black cement 3s.
Oh,
the black uppers.
So beautiful, man.
Yeah, you could just go. You could just keep them by the front door, and you even got to think of what sneaker to wear today. You just you throw on your clothes and rock out. You know what I mean? Yeah,
my brother Dre has those, and he every time he posts a picture with them, I'll be like, man, I need to pick those off your feet. I need to borrow those or something. Love that sneaker, man.
So I beat that pair up, man, from the last time they released. I wore them way too much. And I'm like, damn.
Beats though, they still look good,
Yeah, they do. They do look good, man. Hey, so I want to ask you this question, because I have met questions I want to ask you. They just taking a little bit to download out of my brain right there. For you were someone that you could literally watch on YouTube, a child that was such a fan. And you have athletic ability, was clear from the skateboarding, right? Because, you can't wrestle if you have no athletic ability. Let's get real. You could be in the business, maybe be a host or a commentary or put the rings up or something like that. But you got to have athletic ability. So you're young. You got the passion for wrestling. You got the athletic ability. How do you get into wrestling? What is the first thing you have as advice to anyone watching to get into wrestling? They have the passion. They want to do it. They feel like that's what they're built for. What do you recommend they first do?
I recommend first you do your research and find a school that will be the best for you. I think because there's so many schools in this country that offer wrestling, or even in the world, depending on where you are or if you're listening to this, but there's so many schools in this country that just offer completely different things. And even though it's all still under the same umbrella of wrestling, but everything offers something different, whether it's more days of training, whether it's certain hours of training, whether it's certain people who are teaching the classes. So, or intermediate, advanced, or whatever levels there are, every school offers something different. So I say you do your research and you find what's best for you, what's going to suit you best. You know, I when I was like 16, 17, I was in classes, and instead of doing my computer work, I was emailing Ring of Honor like, hey, I'd like to come start training. And they're like, oh, you got to wait till you're 18. And then like I was emailing like Team 3D Academy in Florida, and hey, I want to start training. And what I learned from talking to all those different schools was that they all offered something different. And then when I came to Vegas for my birthday, and I found Future Stars of Wrestling, shout out Future Stars of Wrestling. I know you have my boy Karrion Kross on here. That's my OG for sure.
Oh yeah, great guy, great guy.
One of the nicest.
You look so mean and badass on that damn camera, but he's a really nice guy.
Stand up dude. But I found the school FSW, and I saw him on YouTube as their champion at the time, and I saw the way he presented himself. And then I called the owner to get more information. He told me that they offer 5 days a week of training. Everywhere else I heard it was like 3 days a week. So I was like, okay, that's more. He told me all the people that they have training. I was like, okay, those are people I would like to learn from, and I think I could build a good relationship from. When he's name dropping people like D'Lo and Kenny King and Sin Bodie, I'm like, okay, these are people I can see myself learning from for sure. And then figuring out like the cost as well. As soon as I heard the cost, I was like, well, and then not only the cost, he goes, yeah, and then we have shows where you can, for our students, where you can prove, that you can work a show or whatever, then you can work up onto the main show. And then from the main show, you can do the bigger casino shows. And then when these other companies come to town, they work with us. So it just seemed like the best possible opportunity for me. So although I always wanted to be a wrestler, although at the time when I was 20, when I talked to FSW and I pursued it, I had been already emailing companies for 3 or 4 years. I had to find what was going to work best for me. So I just think you got to really do your research and figure out what's best for you, because some people have certain jobs that they have where they got to maintain a certain work schedule. So if you work, the graveyard shift, well, maybe this school is going to be best for you because they have an earlier class, so you can get your class in, get some rest in, and then wake up and do your work and then do it all, whatever it is. You just want to do your research, proper research, and make sure that it's going to be a good learning environment for you to maximize your experience there, so you can get on to what you want to do, which is, be a pro wrestler and really do this the way I've been very fortunate and grateful to get to.
What was the first time you were on TV?
So I want to say, like, as far as a national scale, it was
anything. It could even be extra, anything. So
I did Ring of Honor my very first weekend as pro wrestling, which once again, they told me, Ring of Honor, when they come to town, they work with our school. So I trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday, I think Ring of Honor came to town, and I helped them set up their ring. Friday, I want to say, or Saturday was their pay-per-view. They had their whatever year anniversary that year it was, and the main event was Adam Cole versus Jay Lethal for the title. And I came out as an extra as one of Dalton Castle's boys. I was holding dressed as a boy, and it was once again my very first weekend in wrestling. And then after Kyle O'Reilly had returned, and he beat up Adam Cole after Adam Cole won the belt, and then I came out as security and carried Adam Cole to the back, But that was my very first weekend in wrestling. And I remember seeing all my friends back home, yo, I just saw you on pay-per-view. It's crazy. And I'm like, bro, I just got here. I don't even know how I'm here. It was insane. And then that was the first time I was on screen. And then the first time I wrestled was I want to say it was my Impact Wrestling debut against the Rascals. It was their debut match, and I was teaming with Mike Seidel, who's Matt Seidel's brother. It was me and him versus the Rascals. It was an enhancement match, but I got to do one cool move and get my pose in and stand center camera.
Yeah,
I remember seeing people take pictures of their TV watching at home and tag me in it. And I'm like, wow, this is
real.
This is really a thing right now that's happening.
Hell yeah.
Man, those are the first couple times.
Hey, look, and you were the champion. You're getting there, brother. You just keep grinding, man. I see your presence on the internet. I see the fans responding. They weren't happy you lost that belt.
They were not. They
were not happy. I seen it.
Yeah, they want me to get it back, and I need to get it back. So
yeah, but you got it back in you lost it in a shady way. It wasn't really a clean way you lost that. You lost it.
Exactly. So I'm due my
yeah, you got it. It's payback time, baby.
Exactly.
You know,
bro, he better watch his back.
Yeah. Man, anything you want to plug before we go, man? I had a blast talking to you. Let the people know where they could come and check you out at.
Word. Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dashing Chris Bay. It's B-E-Y, not B-A-E. You know, they call me that, but it's B-E-Y. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you listen to music, YouTube, SoundCloud. If you just search in Chris Bay, you can find my profiles on there. I'm everywhere. I also am on Pro Wrestling Tees if you want to support and buy merchandise. And I also drop exclusive merchandise on my Twitter and Instagram that you can get directly through me. I do personalized autographs, all that good stuff. And I just got chrisbay.com. So it's still being designed and everything, but soon you'll be able to go right there and check everything out. And then I think, and then also Facebook. If you have Facebook, I'm on Facebook as well. Chris Bay, just search it up. And I just appreciate all the support. I appreciate you having me on here, and I appreciate this is super legendary to me. You know.
Nah, it's all love, man. I love connecting with everyone, man. As I said, man, I've been keeping my eye on you with the sneakers. Yeah. So you know, I see people rocking kicks out on wrestling. Yeah. TJP knows. I've known him for years. So awesome, he's worn my sneaker I designed on WWE TV, which I appreciated. Because I came out with my own sneaker about 4 years ago with sock, and he was like Scarface inspired. Okay. And he had this whole thing with what the fuck is his name? Rich Swann. Swann had, and him had a storyline, and his leg was injured, and he was wearing my sneaker backstage on this promo, which was awesome. And those guys actually are both they've both been on my show. Rich Swann on the sneaker on the Delz show. I have another channel, which I'm gonna put segments of this show on the Delz show too. Rich Swann is a trip.
Yeah, Rich is the best.
Oh, he is. He is. Oh, he's got the energy that I've never seen on any human being in my life.
Yeah, sure.
Doing flips and all types of crazy.
Man, it's insane. It don't make no sense.
He was cutting a promo for me about 6 months ago, and then out of nowhere, he just did a flip in the air, and I was like, it's the craziest thing. Y'all got to check it out.
Wow.
Wrestling, but man, I love that roster. It's crazy because I probably interviewed 90% of the roster, and that's including the women too. So you know, big supporter of Impact. And Impact Wrestling's women's roster is phenomenal too. They've got one of the best rosters, I think. So
on fire. It's crazy.
One more question. I just remembered. It just came back in the brain. So who do you say inspired you growing up as a kid, as far as in-ring talent and also promo?
So as far as just like overall, I was a huge Eddie Guerrero fan. As a lot of the world was. I really enjoyed Eddie Guerrero from a character aspect and just from finding out about his personal life and having his DVD and watching his real life story and how he was able to turn his life around and make it to the top of the business. I always thought that was super inspirational because it just showed that no matter what the obstacle, no matter what you come from, you can make your dreams come true. So that was like always my big thing for that. And then I was a huge Randy Orton and Edge fan as well.
Oh yeah,
Morrison as well. Love all those guys, but Edge's intensity, his eyes, his promo. Same with Randy Orton, like his cadence.
Yeah, the facials with Edge is crazy sometimes. Yeah. Like he really sells the shit, really crazy.
Yeah,
you really think it's real, like real.
Exactly. Yeah, you can see that stuff, man. So those guys are really like my guys who I always point to. Those four guys: Eddie, Morrison, Edge, and Orton. I always point to those four guys.
I think Orton is doing so good lately too, man. I mean, he's always good, but I think like lately, ever since him and Edge had that feud,
Yeah.
It's been pretty awesome. I wasn't a bit surprised if WWE gave it to him last night, but I'm glad they let Drew live. They gotta put over this next generation. You know, we need new superstars, right?
100%, man. And like we were saying earlier, some people thrive in this environment right now, and I feel like Orton is one of those people where he didn't need fans to get his character over it. I feel like his cadence and how slow he moves and how slow he talks and all that stuff thrives in an era right now because people are just watching attentively at home, you know, and they're leaning more and more to the edge of their seats. I think he's thriving right now, producing some of his very best work.
Look, they have all them screens all over the place. He was the only talent last night on that summer. I said summer jam. I'm thinking of New York Hot 97's Summer Slam. He was the only talent I could swear that actually looked at the audience with all the screens everywhere. And he looked at them and kind of just was like amazed, like, you know, slow and methodical. Like, dude is unbelievable, man. Like, I mean, I know if I was a wrestler, I'd be studying those guys too that you mentioned. So you got good taste right there. We got Jordan, who just said the song Lonely is lit. Just checked it out. So definitely check out Lonely on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere you could listen to music. Check out the song Lonely. I highly recommend it by Chris Bay. Bay, great to see you, brother. And we'll have you up on here again, man. And hopefully we'll link up in person and do an interview one of these days once this Rona gets out of here.
Yeah.
And we'll be back to regular civilization. Thanks again, brother. Everyone, thank you for watching. Thumbs up the video, subscribe, share this, Facebook, Twitter. Let's get this out there. And I'm telling you now, I got the guests I got coming. Just be ready. It's going to be cray. All right? Yeah.